hot water is not a playground for frogs. You see, we may wonder why Khartoum's Sudan has had 4 upheavals. It's about people exercising power for themselves, not for the people. Because if it is for the people, then when people speak, you pause and listen. So my message to the Ruto illegitimate regime is listen to the voices of the people.
What was the message on Friday? When you were in Kirugoya, in Kirinyaga County, when the others were across the country, what was the message for the Sabasaba? Was there one coherent message?
Yes,
message?
I was in Difathas, which is on the borderline of Gishugu and Mwea, just a place where everybody could meet.
Why is it called Difathas, by the way?
Because there was a chief known as Difathas. So Difatha, so it becomes Difathas. We have Kutus. There was a chief called Goto. The white man could not say Goto. So he said Kutus, it became Kutus. We also have Jegas, where we had Chief Jega. So it's of names and people.
Okay.
So we were at the fathers, and the message was consistent. We've been telling Kenyans, look, you have power. Article 1 says sovereignty resides with the citizens of Kenya. That's a constant message. And we are telling the people they cannot exercise that sovereignty either through elected representatives or directly. Since the elected representatives have refused or are tone deaf, a majority of them, to the people's cries and needs, it is time to exercise that sovereignty directly. Since there is no place enough to hold a general meeting of the Kenyan public, we will hold as many meetings all over the country. And how then can Kenyans express themselves, and how can those who ask, but how many are you, know how many we are? So the people will hold their own referendum of signatures, so that by the time we hit the threshold of 10 million, then we know a majority of Kenyans are speaking. So that those signatures are people exercising their will directly, their sovereignty directly. They are not for taking to any institution. It's literally a body count of the people who are supporting the cause.
Do you see this position as one that is used as a conduit through which the voice of the people will be really heard, or is it an Azimio voice? And I think that's the question. Are we talking about Kenyans saying something and using this platform to express that? Or is it still the grievances that Azimio has?
The grievances of Azimio are Wanjiku's grievances. From day one, we have talked about cost of living. The Ruto regime has shown Kenyans the contempt card. Cost of living was bad when we started. End of year, last year, early this year. It has been exacerbated by the measures taken in the finance bill. That's a contempt card. And I think this is hitting everybody where it hurts most: on your plate, on your sick bed, on education, on transport, on virtually everything. That cannot be an Azimio, a Raila or Karua problem, or Kalonzo if you like. It is a problem that is hitting everybody where they are. It's actually economic violence on the people of Kenya. The second issue about electoral justice, and that's why we were demanding the servers to be open. When elections are manipulated, it is the voice of the people that is being trashed. It is so much a people issue. There is a reason why people make choices to elect, because they have hopes that their aspirations, their needs will be looked after by their representatives. You can see the sorry situation we are in as a direct consequence of trashing the people's voice. So that issue is a people's issue as well. And it's the same as appointment of IEBC commissioners. Is it a William Ruto commission? Is it a Kenya Kwanza commission? Or is it a Kenyan commission? You don't abuse the position you have usurped or sat on by whatever means to make a personal commission. That's what we are saying. When it comes to the fourth issue, respecting multi-party democracy, and our constitution proudly states, Kenya shall be a multi-party democracy. When you start buying off elected members to cross over to your side or to vote with you without doing what is right, because members are not tied. They can cross the floor, but the consequence is that you go back to the voters. So when you start abusing and, what shall I say, undermining multi-party democracy, again, you are trashing the voice of the people. That constitution we made is the people's, if you like, covenant with those entrusted with the leadership. So when you abuse it, you abuse the people. All those are people issues, and that's why they resonate with the people. And the issue of the day is firstly the cost of living.